the number one thing I see people looking for is an example, right? And
Okay.
I'm real passionate about what you just said, right? That's what this is all about. People really, that's how I got into tech, Jim. It was an example, right? It was always possible. I had to reduce it to, I needed the doubting Thomas proof. Oh, well, if I screw up like this guy, who's a great guy. I don't mean to, you know what I mean? An average guy, right? That's what I mean by screw up. An average guy like me, like he, can do such a thing. Well, you better believe I've lined up against average guys before. I tend to be pretty good in certain areas, right? It was really that. That was, I remember a decade before my wife, as we're getting married, and what do you do? Joe, why don't you go into technology? You've been in sales for a year, so it's been working well. I know that's where everything's going. Really? I don't even know what download means. 2006, 2007.
Right, and you got there, right? You read up, you studied up.
Well, I didn't even conceive it, right? I shut it off before I even imagined or said, you know what, let me look into that.
Right.
You know what that was driven by, Jim?
Go ahead. What?
Well, I think you know.
Well, you're driven by fear. You're driven by self-sabotage. This is what the psyche does very well. The psyche does not like the unknown. The psyche does not want us out of our comfort zone. It's safer that way. It serves a very valuable purpose, but it's also part of the reptilian brain. It's part of the oldest part, evolutionarily speaking, of our brain. And its purpose is not to help dinosaurs evade other dinosaurs with sharper teeth. The purpose now is to have you look at that freight train, and instead of just having some knee-jerk response or react with a knee-jerk, and therefore maybe jump out of the way and therefore maybe trip on the track. Instead, you can take a moment to take a breath, stop what you're thinking, remember that you have the knowledge that you can absolutely get out of the way of this train and then respond appropriately. Now, that all sounds like it's going to take a lot of time, and if a train or an arrow is coming at me, I won't have time to do it. That's another example of the psyche psyching you out, causing self-sabotage. I can't do it. It's not possible. The very first thing I even said on my first podcast is that we have to begin with anything is possible. If you don't believe that, then you're not really ready to wake up. And that's okay too. The people who on this call who feel that something is wrong, who want change, who are thinking, talent economy, I wonder if that could replace a market economy. The people who question 2.3 million children have gone missing in the last 5 years, and no one has followed up. That just gives me a weird feeling. I feel it in my gut. That means that I'm waking up. That's a symptom that there's more going on than we realize, and we're starting to see it. We're starting to have a higher consciousness about it.